Oh wait, oh what the fuck? What's happening? Am I streaming live right now?
It's all fair on my end.
I think I might be streaming live. I'm streaming live. Woo!
I hope I didn't talk too much shit while I was on there.
I am streaming live. I have defeated. I think I've defeated the.
Right now.
I think I've defeated whatever gremlins were stopping us from having this show.
No shit. He's live.
Yeah, that's what it says.
I'm absolutely live, my friends.
That's weird because still out there.
So let me see. I don't know if we can hear anything. So let me.
You're mirrored on my screen. That's weird.
And let me see. We're kind of live. Let me go. Here we are in the chat. So you wouldn't believe the hack fest that I have to actually get this running. And I have a frozen. I can show you guys. I got a frozen screen cap of Tyler here. This is what Tyler looks like, forever frozen on my screen.
Burned to your image.
It's burned. It's burned into my images, into my retinas. So hopefully other folks can actually see this.
You're like clearly mirrored in the video. It's crazy.
The stream is definitely behind. So, yeah. This is a total hack job. I basically have XSplit doing a screen capture of my desktop, only the section of it that's the Google Hangout. So I'm basically taking Google Hangout and piping it through the thing that I would normally use to display me in Google Hangout to display all of us.
Interesting. It's also backwards.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, everything is going to be totally backwards, right?
Nah, G-Wald's in there.
What's that?
He's waiting for us. G-Wald says you're back.
Oh, yes. Hey, G-Wald. Thank you. We appreciate you. This is kind of like this is the Retro Reload you know,
Everything went wrong episode.
Everything went wrong edition. Exactly. I was looking for a politically correct way to say it. But yes, so something's weird happening right now with Google Hangouts. For some reason, the Google Hangout integration with YouTube Live is not quite working. So I have a bit of a hack job workaround going on now. G-Wald, can you hear all of us just fine? Go ahead and try to say something, Jeremy.
You are so beautiful.
To me.
All right, Tyler, continue. Continue with the next bar.
I don't know the rest of the song.
All right. So can you hear us, G-Wald? Can you hear everybody, or can you only hear me?
Waiting patiently on G-Wald.
He says, "Hi, it's cool. It happens." Now, see, that's a diehard fan right there.
We're all good.
That's a diehard fan right there. He's like, "Look, I don't even care. Right? You got Dash B eating weird white pills from an NES tin, right? You got us hobjobbing the feed together. You don't care though, because you're such fans." He says, "Lol, I'm sorry, I'm in Australia." I'm sorry you're in Australia too. That's gotta suck.
I've heard about the spies in Australia, and I'll pass.
I know. I heard about the ozone depletion and everything. You guys got a raw deal with that. I'm just kidding. I love Australia. I love everything about it. Don't be sorry that you're in Australia, man. I am jealous. I wish I was in Australia.
That's why you still support, because Australians are awesome.
Absolutely. So we could try to get Lizzie back on the show now, if she hasn't gone to sleep already.
Why? We're just winging it right now.
Yeah. So if you want to, Jeremy, you want to go ahead and email her?
Yes.
All right. I'll set it up. Folks, we are finally live.
Sorta.
I am your host, Dash B. And with me today, I have Jeremy, Tyler, and if it's not past her bedtime by too much, we might be able to get back Lizzie Hedgehog. We apologize. We had some problems with the feed tonight. There's something weird going on in YouTube/Google Hangout land, but we were able to do a NASA-style workaround and get back on here. So we're going to probably have a mini episode for you this time. I don't know if we got the steam to go the full hour, but we'll see what happens.
I don't.
Okay, Lizzie says
Tyler's
she's
like,
interested still.
I don't like you guys that much. So we got some pickups. Worst case, we can always do a reloaded version of this episode next Tuesday or later this week when YouTube and Google Hangouts kind of get their stuff back together.
No, we still love Google.
But Jeremy, you're in a different setup than you normally are. Is this your game room?
Well, I just don't flip around. That's all.
I have to say,
Yes.
this is much nicer. This is much nicer accommodations than the Windex and the cheese hat.
Yeah, this is my game room.
It's much more retro video gamey and collecty.
I don't know why I did it before. You know me, I don't think.
So did we?
Damn it.
How does this work now? Do I have to share the new show link?
I don't know. Damn it! This is pissing me off.
I don't think so. I think she should just be able to just join the old one.
I'm trying to go to my email, but it's being an asshole. Excuse my French.
Oh my goodness, you're swearing on the live show, my friend. So tell us a bit about this setup that you got going on.
I mean, I said it. I'm still trying to email.
Oh, you're still trying to send an email? I know, it's a difficult technology. It's only been around for about 30 years.
Well, I'll try to pull up Liz's email, but it's not letting me pull it up.
Yes, I love technology.
Sounds like a personal issue there. Having trouble pulling it up.
I'm going to get real personal with this computer in a second.
Try to keep it PG-13. You can go up to PG-13. After that, I'll have to cut you off there.
Oh, that's why it's not doing it, you son of a...
I think I insulted G-Wald with the Australia comments. He's
Come
gone
back,
full,
G-Wald.
he's gone full radio silence in the chats.
No.
Our one Australian viewer.
Our one Australian viewer gone because Dash V couldn't keep his mouth shut.
Okay. There we go. Finally. Stupid thing. Why am I going to email? I'm going to show a live show. There we go. Okay, anyway, setup, yes. To my left, I got the HD systems and the Atari 7800 on the top shelf. Atari on the top shelf. I got the PS4, Xbox One, Wii, all that stuff. Then behind me, I got all the retro systems. NES, GameCube, 64, Wii, Genesis, PS1, PS2, Xbox, Dreamcast. I got all those on an 8-switch RCA switch. And for each side, I got a rack mount power supply. So I flip the power on, push the button I want, and that system's working.
That is awesome, my friend. That is awesome.
I
So
can't
what
think
do
of
you
YouTube
got
right
going on the screen there, though, right? You had something special hooked into the screen before the show.
Yeah, didn't know how to name that show, so I turned it off.
What is on the screen there, my friend?
It was. I had Blaster Master up earlier, but I turned everything off.
Oh.
Well, I thought the show was over, so I turned everything off.
You thought the show was over? You didn't believe?
No, I didn't believe.
You didn't believe in Dash V? The power of the Dash V?
But yes, I had Blaster Master for your entertainment, but it took me a couple seconds to set up, and I'm lazy.
My gooseness.
Mm-hmm.
What you got going on, Lizzie Hedgehog?
Oh, I'm just downstairs.
Is that a new poster?
Downstairs in my room that looks like my other room that looks like crap.
You have another room that's filled with Sonic stuff.
Well, it's the crafts room, but it's kind of all messy. Everything's thrown around right now.
Gotcha. My gooseness. So there was some interesting news this week, huh? With the Universal Studios going to have Nintendo-themed rides and attractions, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us more, Lizzie.
Why? We're off the air.
No, we're live.
No, we're live. We're live, my
It says
friend.
off the air.
It says
No,
we're off,
we're
but we're on.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Jewel's watching us right
that's
now.
weird. Well, and apparently Universal Studios and some other studios are gonna start to get Nintendo rides. They've been showing some pretty cool videos online right now, and it seems really exciting. I mean, I was kind of expecting like Disney to do that, with like Wreck-It Ralph and stuff happening. But I mean, if Universal Studios got the contract to have Nintendo there, then I'm really excited. I'm excited what kind of rides. I mean, are they going to be gold with like little gold coins running around? I mean, is it going to be like giant green pipes everywhere? I mean, I'm kind of excited to know what it's going to be.
How'd you feel about
I think you
Blaster
nailed
Master
it. I
Ride?
think there's gonna. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
I asked Lizzie, how do you feel about a Blaster Master Ride? How'd you feel about that? I think it'd be a terrible idea.
Yeah, considering I haven't played that game yet in person, I've only seen videos.
You're not missing much.
I think I know that you're trying to rile me up, Jeremy, and it's late in the night, so you're almost successful. But all of our diehard fans there, Nintendo fans, know that Blaster Master, while it was on the Nintendo, it's a Sunsoft IP. So this deal, I think, is exclusively for Nintendo brand IPs.
That's unfortunate.
Although it will be interesting to see if they're able to maybe work other deals with other folks and maybe do some, Mega Man or something like that.
Interesting.
But I think they'd have to work out separately with Capcom and some of the other folks. It's not outside the realm of possibility. I think the Nintendo partnership certainly makes it, opens the potential that other Nintendo, licensed properties and stuff at particular times, maybe the negotiation will be easier.
Yeah. Well, I am kind of curious because like Nintendo's got all those, we know all those games that are third party on their thing too, like Sonic and of course everything that was on Super Smash Brothers. It would be kind of cool, but I guess they'll have lawyers and money, IPs, and what you got to pay to use those characters.
Yeah,
a Smash Brothers ride, that'd be awesome. You dress as a character and fight the other guy on the ride.
I see there being.
That would be awesome.
I see them building Yoshis out of paper mache and duct taping them to the side of their existing roller coaster rides.
That'd be cheap way to do it.
I think it'd be funny to get the Yoshi egg and just randomly throw it at someone on a ride.
There you go.
Catch it!
A Yoshi egg fight. There we go.
And the manhole covers just turn into green pipes.
And what if Universal Studios themes it all after the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Oh, God, that'd be horrible.
No.
That'd be pretty terrible, I think.
That would go out of business.
I mean, that'd be terribly awesome.
I mean, all for that. G-Wall, would you ride a roller coaster that's Nintendo themed?
Yes. Would you ride a roller coaster that was paper mache Yoshis duct taped to the side of an existing roller coaster ride?
Press 1 for yes, 2 for no. Oh, sorry. That's the wrong thing.
Yes. So interestingly, also was the fact that there was another Microsoft well, not a Microsoft announcement. G-Wald says he's too old for rides.
Too old.
So yeah, you're never too old, my friend. You're never too old. But
I'm too short, so if it makes you feel better, I'm too short.
You can be too short to go on the ride. You have to be this tall, and you're only this tall, right? But you can never be too old. They don't say like you must be, younger than 45 years to ride on this.
That's true.
So you're only as old as you feel times 12.
And I'll just complain that me almost 28, I'm old.
Oh, come on. Wait till you turn 30 and your body starts rejecting like everything, right?
I'm doing that. Like I can't eat hot foods anymore. Well, I don't know the details why what happened, but you get the idea.
Gotcha. I appreciate you sparing us the details, my friend.
You remember the conversation we had right before the show? Just use your imagination.
The conversation before and after the show stays before and after the show, my friends.
You all said it would depend on how fast it goes. Sure. So it's confirmed. G-Wall's going to join us when it first opens. We all go together.
Yes, we're all going to go together, and we're going to go on the fastest roller coaster ever.
Oh, just don't eat first.
I don't like
roller coasters and eating are fine, right? It's the other stuff. You don't want to go on like a Zipper or the Gravitron or something.
And I didn't like roller coasters.
Yeah.
But I'm sure. See, I remember I went on a ride in Busch Gardens when I was visiting in Virginia, I was short. I kept bumping against the side, stuff like that. That may not go well for me.
She got to wear platform shoes so it looks like you can get on a roller coaster.
That's true. You could. I wonder if they check for that. Could you imagine, like, you're on a roller coaster and all of a sudden, like, at the peak of it, you come flying down at 45 or, like, 80 miles an hour, and a platform shoe comes flying off, right? And, like, nails some bystander, like, right in the head, like, splits their skull? I imagine that would be pretty bad for business.
Pretty easy to find out who did it, too. All right, who's missing this shoe?
I can see Lizzie just, like, kicking the other shoe off the other side and be like, I know, it's crazy, right? How's that happen?
What kind of irresponsible person would do such a thing?
Yes. Where are your shoes, miss? Oh, I wasn't wearing any.
This is a new trend. It's called fashion. Just sucks.
My goodness.
Well, it seemed like it was a year, maybe 2 years ago when I first heard about this Universal Studios thing. But at that point, I think it was just, they said they wanted to do rides.
Yeah.
Now it sounds like they're going to do like a whole like Nintendo Land thing.
It does sound like that, like what they're doing with Harry Potter and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that this is a good thing for a different reason. And Jewald says Nintendo should really have their own theme park.
That's actually not a bad idea.
While the gamer in me, the person that loves Nintendo, you know, agrees with that in principle, it sounds like a really great idea. I don't think that the Nintendo right now, you know, companies like Disney and Lego, they have quite a bit more money, I think, than Nintendo at this point. And Nintendo, I think, is at this weird point where if they don't do something to inject awareness and to maintain awareness of their brand and of their IPs, because their systems aren't doing it anymore, they're gonna face pretty quickly in like another 5-10 years a generation that's like Nintendo what? So they might remember Pokemon and they might remember Mario, but they're not gonna. It's not necessarily gonna be synonymous with Nintendo if they're not careful. I mean, Nintendo. Ever since the GameCube, Nintendo's not really been firing on all cylinders with their console releases. I think the Wii has now proven to be kind of a you know, a curve breaker. You know, a lot of people thought the Wii U would be an inevitable success. There's folks hoping that the Switch is going to be the success that they need. Me, I'm just seeing a Nintendo that's been swinging and swinging and swinging, right? Had one grand slam, but, you know, it was a grand slam when they were just trying to bunt, so they kind of got lucky, I personally think. And I'm hoping that they do better, but I think that they can endure many more failures before, you know, they might have to consider like what Sega did, consider getting out of the console business. I think that we got plenty of headroom for that. I think we got at least one or two more. I think we have at least one or two more console generations before they really fall into that. But I think that they're smart right now to be diversifying by going the toy route with amiibos and, you know, going the plushie route. And there's a lot of things that they're doing, you know, focusing on Pokemon, their strong brands and stuff like that. I think that this is just another step in them putting their IP out there in a way that helps them kind of promote their brand. And maybe if more people are aware that Nintendo's still out there, that it still exists, if they're reminded of, you know, Nintendo's a fun thing, then maybe that draws more attention back to their consoles, kind of like the iPod and iPads did to Apple back when Apple was thought by many to be dying and dead.
Yeah, well, I know I have a friend who has connections to Sega of Japan, and he told me that recently Sega of Japan had to sell Joyopolis, which is their theme park, which is Sega's theme park, and it has, you know, Sonic games and all stuff in there, and they had to sell it to China because they said, you know, this is just not very profitable.
Yeah.
So Sega is now officially getting out of the theme park business because they used to have something in Europe too, and you know that's gone now. And now Sega Japan said, you know, we sold Joyopolis to China, but they're gonna still keep it in Tokyo, but they sold it because they said, you know, this just isn't profitable for us anymore.
Yeah, I know my wife and I, we took our son to Legoland this year, and it was pretty good. We enjoyed it. He was 13 at the time, and I have to say, though, for what they had and for what the rides were, Legoland was really made for folks, you know, below that 13-year-old threshold. I think You know, most folks there, you know, if you were somewhere between 5 and 12, I think it's like the perfect place to be. But they didn't really have a lot in terms of things for adults and the things for older kids and stuff. So I would worry that if Nintendo tried to do their own thing, that it might be the same thing, right? Too much trying to cater to the children, right? The ones who are really gonna like they're gonna not care that the ride was, you know, that they stood in line for an hour and that the ride would turn out to be like less than 2 minutes long, right? Um, they're just gonna remember the ride was really really fun. They don't really care if the paint has faded and they haven't been updated quite as much. They just know this looks pretty cool. That looks like the Lego kit that I have at home. So
Mhm.
I think it's challenging to keep a theme park up to date, to keep it fresh, exciting, to have it appeal to people of wide age ranges. I think this is something that Universal Studios knows very, very well. So I think for Nintendo to partner with them and say, look, we got a brand. How do you make it appeal to all ages? And then at the end of the day, even if they fail to make it appeal to everybody, there's still plenty of other things in the Universal Studios theme park area that are adult catered to where, you know, you wouldn't mind dipping a couple toes into the Nintendo end of the theme park for a while, and then, you know, once you got that out of your system, go and, you know, check out the Terminator display or whatever.
Ooh,
I've actually never
Terminator.
been to Universal Studios. In fact, I live fairly close to it.
You
And
do
this would actually,
live
I
really
don't live that
close.
far at all from Universal Studios. That part is, and I would actually go just to check this out. Like, this would actually make me actually go for Universal first time in my whole life.
Oh, you weren't
That'd
gonna
be
go
fun.
for Harry Potter?
I almost did, but I was like, I haven't read a book in years. I haven't watched a movie in years.
My wife and son really want to check out Harry Potter, so we're glad that we're waiting another year or two to go. We debated whether or not we were going to go this year. Instead, we went to Legoland. It was not disappointing. Legoland was fine, but it's one of those. I've been there once, and for what
That's
Lego
good
was able
enough.
to do on their own, I'm totally cool with that being the one and only time I've ever gone.
Yeah.
So versus Universal Studios, I could go not experience everything and need to go back again and again just to get the full experience. So
Well, yeah, because they're always changing things and making new things. And I mean,
absolutely,
I've been going there since I was a kid, and I mean, they've the one in Hollywood, and I mean, all the rides that I can even think of are probably aren't even there anymore. Like the
Right.
Back to the Future ride, as I know, is gone. You know, because they're always innovating, they're always making things based on some new property, and then some big old stuff. So it's kind of cool
Yeah.
that they are doing that. But I think it's best left to them, to somebody that actually is in the theme park business and knows how to innovate.
I can't
That
see
is
the
true.
guys. G-Wald says, I can't see the guys from the Switch intro vid going to theme parks. I hope Nintendo do another video with actual kids. Well, this would be interesting, G-Wald. What if, somebody took their Switch, got onto a roller coaster, and then dropped their Switch, right, into somebody's face at 45 to 80 miles an hour? I
Can
think
you play it in the Nintendo Switch
I'm
remotely?
just saying
All right.
that's the kind of advertising, right, money can't buy.
Well, here's an idea. What if they have a ride where you bring your Nintendo Switch with you and it's interactive on this roller coaster?
Ooh.
Yeah, like you chuck it off and I'm just kidding.
No. Like, you know, like on the ride, see, they could do something like that. Like interactive.
They could.
So I encourage people, hey, go on the Nintendo Switch because you can go on this really cool roller coaster.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking. I'm still wondering what the hell I'm gonna do with the thing at all. So
Which one?
Worst
the
case scenario.
Switch.
I'm still debating because like I said, there really isn't any games that caught my eye. I mean, I'm sure
I'll get it, but
things
later.
can change in time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm not gonna get it first day.
Absolutely, I'm sure things will change. I'm with you, Lizzie. I'm not gonna be a day one purchase. Not a
I
bad.
was originally, but after Zelda and everything, it's like,
Yeah.
I'll wait a little while.
But speaking of our wishes, right? As we're talking about wishing to know more about the Switch and why we'd want to buy it, Phil from Xbox Land there. Phil made some comments there that kind of whipped the internets into a frenzy. I think all the Nintendo / Xbox fans all over the world like had their heart skip a beat. And I hate to be a downer, but I really don't get why. Like he basically said that he'd love to see Mario on the Xbox platform. But what I think is kind of sensational about this is that, like,
Kitty.
hey, kitty cat.
Woke me up.
So what console maker would not want to see Mario on their platform?
Exactly.
Right? So first of all, this is not news, right? And second of all, like, just because he says it, like, he doesn't have any power to make it happen, right? Like, when Miyamoto says, if he ever says, I want to see Mario on an Xbox platform, then there's something to actually get excited about, right? But, like, you know, Phil can say, don't get me wrong, I follow him on Twitter. I think that he's been great for the Xbox brand, and you know, I like how he engages with the community, and I like how he wasn't afraid to answer that question very seriously, because a lot of people try to be like, we have stronger IPs and blah, blah, blah. I like how he just admitted it's a good brand, it's a good IP, I'd love to see it on our platform. Where I stop short is, like, people need to calm down. There's not a chance in hell this is actually going to happen.
Not yet.
Not yet. But and by not yet, I mean, you know, I don't believe that
Not in the
Nintendo
next 5 years.
in their current form would allow it to happen. I think a Nintendo owned by Disney, right, 5 to 10 years from now would allow it to happen. Because if Nintendo can't turn this boat around of them making consoles that are basically just expensive bricks, they can only do that dance for so long before, right, the investors in the company say, look, you've got IPs that we know are worth money, just not on your consoles. So how do we get your IPs to other places that can make money? And at that point, you know, Disney knows how to hoard and sell IPs. So, and I think they're the only ones with the money to buy something like Nintendo. So I could see that happening. I could see Disney making a play for Nintendo if they haven't already. I could see a desperate Nintendo 5 to 10 years from now being you know,
It's
like having
failure.
no other option, right? And I could see Disney then saying, well, first thing, we stop making consoles. Second thing, your games are now multi-plat.
That's my biggest fear if they did take in is no more systems.
Well, Disney just farms out all their development for all their IPs anyway.
Yeah.
To their studios, so yeah.
Yep. So that's my own. Now don't confuse that with that being what I want to have happen. That's not what I want to have happen.
Yeah.
But you know, the what I do want to have happen is Nintendo releases the Switch. They get some really good first party and third party games on there. They get the Metroid series back on track. You know, give us a Samus Aran that's you know, a badass, you know, monster hunter again, not you know, some tormented soul with daddy issues. And I think that Nintendo will be back on track. You know, go ahead and fuel it with Pokemon, right? Fan the flames of the Pokemon fire there, and use it to attract people. Use things like a strategic, you know, partnership with Universal Studios to bring adults and kids into an area where maybe they didn't come there for Nintendo, but they see something that looks familiar and they're reminded, yeah, I had one of those when I was a kid. I remember Mario. I remember this. That's really great. I think if they could do stuff like that to kind of, you know, bring people back to their consoles, I think they do have a shot at it. But I gotta be honest, at this point, I think it's a long shot.
Yeah, because I mean, I know. I mean, the guy from Xbox wanting Nintendo. Because I mean, don't forget. I mean, Sega already went third party, so Sony and Xbox already have the Sonic games and those other things. So that might be also why Xbox goes, well, hey, you know, we already have Sonic and those things, so you might want to come here to us. But if it was strictly on the Xbox, I'm not going to support it. I mean, try me again when PlayStation grabs it.
Gotcha. Well, I'm glad that you mentioned not wanting to get an Xbox, because that moves us to the pickup section. And what I happened to get the other day.
Oh my!
Yes, I got the Xbox, the original Xbox, the limited edition Crystal one. This one's actually imported from Europe. And yes, it is in the box. It's not complete. It's just the casing. So I actually have to put the guts of an Xbox into it. But the box has all the packaging materials and everything. It has the casing of a console, the faceplate for the drive and everything. So I just have to take the guts from one of my 9 regular black Xboxes and put it in there, and then I'm all good to go. So that was a neat pickup. Another neat pickup that I got was check out this high quality. I got a Shantae bootleg.
Ooh, a bootleg.
So what's really cool is with the camera, it's all fuzzy and stuff, so it almost looks legit. But if I zoom in a little bit more, notice that instead of it saying Game Boy across the top, it just says Game.
You can't tell.
And you can't tell this because of the resolution of the camera. But in the little disclaimer there down at the bottom, it says this game pack is designed for the Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance Sys-10s only. Systen's. Sys-10.
Where'd you get that from? Chinatown?
I got this on eBay. It was $4 shipped. But
Were
yes,
you upfront about it?
it shipped from, it was either Malaysia or China. I don't remember which.
That's all you need to know.
Yep.
Does it work?
The plastic you can kind of see maybe. No, you can't see it. But this is definitely a lighter grade, cheaper plastic. So this was definitely something that was out of like a 3D printer or whatever. The label is definitely decent enough quality. Label's pretty good, except for the typos on easy to type out words. Like in one spot, the plastic actually has like a fingerprint like permanently like embedded into it. So if the feds want to know who actually did this, and like, you know, I got the info, I got the evidence right here. Right here. I don't know if you can see it on the thing, but there's a right there. There's a. Can you see it? You can kind of see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Right
see
there.
something.
There's
I
a
see it.
thumbprint or something. There's a fingerprint like etched into the game. Anyway, answer your question, Tyler. Yes, this absolutely does work.
Cool.
And if you plug it into it's a Game Boy Color game, but the Shantae game for Game Boy Color, by the way, which goes for like anywhere from $300 to $500 right now on eBay for the legit one. So for $4, $4 was worth it to satisfy my curiosity. If it worked, that was a bonus. It totally works. And so you plug it in. If you plug it into a Game Boy Advance, it has a special additional area that's only accessible on the Game Boy Advance. So it's a fully functional copy of the game on here.
Criminal. Fine.
So-
Bootleg. Criminal.
So that was pretty neat pickup. I went to the local thrift store on the weekend, and I found this guy
Oh
for
my.
$13.
You didn't like
Mortal
it
Kombat
since before. You should send it to me.
Trilogy. Now I heard, tell me, Jeremy, I heard from many that this is the definitive console edition of the game. Is that true?
I do not know because I do not care about fighting games.
Okay.
Sorry.
I heard the PlayStation 1 edition was pretty darn close, but the loading times make this one the victor.
That's one thing I do not know nothing about are fighting games. So I can help you there.
All right, well, how about this one, Jeremy? You got to know about this one because I got this one for $13 too.
Terrible game. Terrible game. You should send it to me.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
I tried.
But yes, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, or as I like
Have
to
you
call
ever
it,
played Ocarina of Time?
the Macarena of Time.
Have you ever played it before?
I have played it. I have to play it in doses because here you go ha 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 ha.
That's not the worst part. It's not me going, hey, like leave me alone.
Hey, listen.
Exactly. It's like my fourth ex-wife.
So yeah, I this for $13 I thought was a pretty good deal. Somebody on Craigslist was selling this beauty,
Oh yeah.
Ooh, the Nintendo Watch.
Super Mario World Nintendo Watch. Yep. Now what's cool is, and maybe you can tell on there, the Nintendo is a little bit elevated off of it. You see it?
That's like shit.
Just a little bit. It's like it's kind of textured. It's not just painted on. So it's pretty neat though. So I got to get some batteries in that one and check that one out. I already own the Zelda watch, so now I have the Zelda one and the Super Mario World one. I just got to get the Star Fox one.
And it's got a headphone jack too, right?
It does have a headphone jack, so
Which is
you can hear
kinda
bleep
interesting.
bleep bloop bloop on your headphones. Like I don't whatever. So from the gentleman that I got the Crystal Edition Xbox, I also got this. He threw this in as a nice bonus. This
Ooh,
is the
Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider
Soundtrack.
original soundtrack.
Wraps? That's nice.
Yeah, wrapped. Pretty nice. Pretty nice there.
I can open
He
it.
also gave me, I got an IDOS Montreal lanyard. So it's Deus Ex, so I can make my officially fake press badge,
I was
and
gonna
I
say, you
can
should
walk
do that.
around the next E3 pretending like I'm one of the guys. We'll see if they notice.
Look, I should read that on a card.
I got this hardcover manual of The Last of Us, the game guide.
That's the one I'm actually jealous of when I saw. Is that one?
Oh man! So I got this baby, and the artwork in here is beautiful. Let me see if I can find another. There's some gorgeous artwork in here.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I got this beauty for $5.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty nice. Very nice. So, and I have the game and I'm trying to play through it. So usually I don't go with the game guides first. I'll play the game first, and then I'll use the game guide for a second playthrough. The last part that I'm particularly proud of, I picked up, this caught my eye at the same thrift store that I got the N64 games for. This
Oh wow.
This is called the UFO Super Drive Pro. It doesn't normally have Street Fighter stickers stuck to it, but this one did. It didn't look like much in the store. This was filthy, like filled with dust and junk. This was all dirty and filthy, so I had to clean it with alcohol and Windex and all that kind of stuff. But it totally works, and what's really cool, I haven't shown you the cool part yet, this has a floppy disk drive.
Oh. Wow.
And so yeah, so you can download the games, you can dump the ROM to floppy disk, or you can take ROMs that you might have acquired through perfectly legal means, and you can put them on floppy disk, and there's a menu that comes up, and you can load the game off of the, off the floppy disk and play it and everything. So the only downside is, as you'll notice, this is an earlier version, but it doesn't support some of the more advanced ones, some of the higher megabit cartridges, none of the Super FX ones. It doesn't have the pass-throughs for it. But other than that, things like Super Mario World and things like that, a good portion of the SNES library will actually play through this. So I thought it was, for $20, I thought it was a decent pickup.
The best part is the floppy disk drive.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
Honestly, did your son know what that is? Like you asked him?
What's that?
You showed your son the floppy disk drive. Well, you know what it is?
I showed it to him and he goes, "What is that?" And I told him it's a floppy disk.
I've had a younger person ask me what a VHS was. They're like 18. I was like, "Are you serious?"
They had a Super VHS player there, and I almost picked it up because it had like the scrub bar, like you could fast forward, rewind with like a dial, and then it had like a frame by frame thing. So for recording some of my home videos, I almost came home with it, except like something was telling me, because I've already got a Super VHS player, so this one would have just been purely for backup. Mm-hmm. But like something said like plug it in, just make sure plug it in, right? Because there's already a tape inside of it.
Oh god.
Mm-hmm.
And when I reached in to try to see, because I plugged it in, tried to hit eject, the disc would not, the tape would not eject. I tried to hit play, the tape would not play. So clearly it was jammed, right? So I tried to like reach in to see if I could just jostle the tape, and the label comes off the tape in my hand. I read it. It's like John Travolta's Disco Fever or something like that, right?
I'm disappointed.
And I'm like, okay, that I don't need a S-video player that can forever only play Disco Fever. Like, that's not.
Can't go buy back at least.
So that was the one I let get away, I guess. So those were my pickups for the week. So it was a very interesting. I skipped all the Black Friday nonsense and all the Black Friday deals. I just kind of chilled out, stayed at home with the family. But Saturday I decided to go out, get some Craigslist pickups, and then the guide and the watch. And then from that I came home to a posting of the Xbox Crystal pack there. Was talking to the guy, before the pickup, and he was asking me if I played modern games, and I told him a bit about Tomb Raider, and he surprised me with the Tomb Raider thing, just throwing it in there as a nice guy. So, and then finding the Super Drive, I feel like it's been a pretty good weekend, unexpected weekend of good pickups.
Yeah.
I approve of the N64 pickups.
Mhm.
So you got yourself a Raspberry Pi, right, Jeremy?
Correct. It came in yesterday and today. All the things I needed.
Now, did you assemble it all yourself?
Yeah, I'm pretty stupid when it comes to technology, and even I managed to do it. So
How long
fairly
did it
easy.
take you to get everything from out of the boxes together and firing up games on an LCD?
Probably a couple hours, just because I was trying to figure out the sound part, because I had to go to the Linux page and type in some code.
Oh, gotcha. A couple of hours though, but you know next to nothing about computers, right?
Well, I know the basics, but download everything, get everything ready. Put it on a what's it called, a USB SD card reader and everything else. So yeah, I mean it's not difficult. There's a 30-minute video online you can watch.
That's great. That's great. It sounds like it's pretty simple. So what are you using to control those games? You using like a Bluetooth controller or
Right now the PS3 controller.
PS3 controller?
You
There
can
you
use PS3 and Xbox 360, or a what do we call it?
You could
Keyboard.
probably use these.
Yes, you could. Because I got the Raspberry Pi 3, and that has Wi-Fi and a Bluetooth.
Oh, nice. That's the
Yeah.
Bluetooth built in. Excellent.
So yeah, for $75 total, it's not a bad investment.
Nice. Tyler, any
Later on,
pickups?
No.
No pickups.
Mm-mm.
Are you jealous of? Are you jealous of?
I am. It's pretty cool.
I'm just gonna do this a couple times.
With a floppy back in your cable, you used to like this with the metal piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, what's really
Yes.
funny is it had the floppy disk in there already, right? And the game was Final. Oops, I just dropped it, broke it. The game was Final Fight 2.
Nice.
Final Fight 2.
Now you get the metal piece and go ta 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 and snap it.
So, do you have a computer that will actually read floppy disk?
So here's what's awesome. Same thrift store. Do I have it out right here? Do I have it out right
It
here?
had the drive.
I actually have a USB floppy disk drive. I don't have it out right here.
Like an external one?
Readily available. But I do have a USB floppy disk drive that's a 2x floppy drive.
I think I got a single one around my house. It's been so long.
I am totally good to go.
Do you have extra discs?
I have an entire bin filled with discs that have shareware copies of Doom that could easily be overwritten.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling.
So, there's shareware, my friend. Remember shareware?
All shareware I remember is all the legal stuff.
Yeah, he's too young.
No.
No shareware.
Tyler, tell him what shareware is, my friend. Educate him.
It was just sort of like a demo. I didn't really get into computers at that point. I had friends who were, so I didn't really know a whole lot about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was basically just like free software that was like a demo.
Okay.
You could,
Yeah.
give it
So
to your
for
friends.
like ID software, one of the things that made Doom so massively powerful, or massively popular rather, is when they released Doom, they gave away a third of the game.
Mm-hmm.
There were there were like 30 episodes in the game, or 30 levels rather, I should say, and they gave away the first 10 of them on floppy disk. You got 5 floppy disks, you could pop them in, installed to the hard drive. It was 30 meg. 30 meg was the whole game. If you were lucky enough to have a hard drive, maybe you had a 100 or a 200 meg hard drive, so you had to give up, 25 to 50% of your hard drive space for this one game, and then it was amazing because it was actually like 3D, and you saw through the eyes of the person. You could use a chainsaw. It was like awesome at the time, and if you wanted to share it with your friends, you just hand them the floppy disk, and there's no copy protection or anything. In fact, you could make copies of the disk. They were totally free of any kind of copy protection or anything. And that was the concept. The concept was play the game and share the game. And then, of course, when you exit the game, there'd be this big giant banner that would say, please buy the game, and it had like the phone number and the address of ID software, so you could write them in and say, like, here's my check, please send me the game.
We should see if that number still works.
Oh, that would be a trip if it did. That'd be such a trip.
Hello, you're the first person in 10 years to call. How are you? It won't let me leave.
Yep. So, Lizzie, any pickups?
No, not this week.
Not this week?
No Sonic stuff?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my goodness.
No, because I've been working at Toys R Us, and Toys R Us has kept me in there since like almost 1 a.m.
Okay.
Oh wow!
Cleaning
It had to be
and
crazy this weekend, huh?
it was, but I got lucky because I didn't have to work in the evening when the sale started at 5 p.m. No, I worked from midnight until 8 a.m. and people would come and go, come and go. So it wasn't as intense.
Oh wow!
But right now, Toys R Us has really strict rules right now where they're not doing any price matching except for their own website.
Yeah. Wow.
Because for obvious reasons, the main things that people were in there looking for were like Hatchimals and maybe one or two people looking for the NES Mini.
Hmm.
But that's about it.
Did you tell him to go watch Retro Little Podcast?
No, I can't. I can't. I can't do that.
Have a good day and watch Retro Little Podcast. What? Have a good day.
Like what? Well, you know, it's mostly old people coming in and buying toys for their grandkids, like Shimmer and Shine and Dora and all that stuff. Nothing of our level.
Gotcha. Well, you know, we could do an episode on Dora the Explorer.
Which
We're
version?
not doing an episode on Dora the Explorer.
Actually, I have a game of Dora the Explorer around here somewhere.
I do. I used to have Dora the Explorer Purple Planet, but that was one of the few games I got rid of. My son used to love that game. He played the crap out of that game when he was a kid. I think that was the first game he beat.
I actually had a proud moment this weekend with my nephew.
You had a proud moment this weekend with your nephew? Were you playing Dora the Explorer?
No, he's used to a touchpad, like the iPad and stuff.
Yeah.
And for the past, you know, anytime I try to play with the controller, he can't do it. So he came up to me. He's like, "I want to play Pokemon Red." I was like, "Okay." I get my SP out and start playing. He's like, "No, let me play." And I told him how to play. He started playing by himself with the touchpad or
That's great.
The pad and everything. I was all happy.
That's pretty awesome. Next thing you know, you'll be able to go with him to Tecmo Bowl tournaments and everything.
Exactly.
He'll be schooling. He'll be
He's
schooling
been wanting
people.
to get in here and play all this.
He'll win Sir Manley's Cup. That's an NHL hockey, though, right?
Yes, I gotta teach him.
He'll win Sir Manley's Cup in NHL
hockey.
hockey.
But I'm like, "Bud, you don't know how to use a controller." But he's learning now, so soon he'll be in here.
Oh, it's Lord Manley's Cup.
Yeah, Manley's Cup.
Yeah.
Manley's
Alrighty.
Cup.
Well, we started late, so I don't know if we're on the hour mark or not. I can't tell with this jerry rig setup that we got going on here, but I think we'll call it a night. So, G-Wald, we're very, very grateful that you have you on. You know, we love Australia. Solidarity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You guys have a good night. And what do you think? Are we the only podcast that's been having trouble with the Google Hangouts here lately? If you've been having problems with it, let us know down in the doodly-doo. Do you know a way to cure what ails you? So I'm hoping that we don't have to do this simple machines setup next week.
So it's fun.
But we'll see what happens. So take it easy, you guys, and keep an eye out. There's still some good things to be had at the thrift store. That's what I learned today.
Yeah.
All right. Now I have to figure out how to shut down the podcast.
I was going to say,
I have no idea.
I'll tell one of my work stories from back when I was.
I honestly have no. I have to read a tutorial now on how to turn off the broadcast.
So we're still live?
We're still live, my friends.
Oh, I can tell all my work stories. Let's see. Which one should I tell?
Keep it clean. Keep it clean.
No, it's not going to be clean. Trying to think which one I should tell. I have a lot of good stories.
So was that going to shut it off?
Well, you guys. Well, here's the deal. You guys can definitely leave, but it's still going to be broadcasting whatever's on my screen. So short of me shutting down my computer,
you don't want to do anything weird, do you?
I don't know what to do. Let me see. Preview editor, maybe. Did this? No, that doesn't do it.
Well,
I have a.
I can tell my story. I'm disappointed.
How in the world? This is awesome. I literally have no clue how to stop this thing. Like at all. I just see that it's like broadcasting live. It doesn't.
Well, how come it says off air on the top right?
Because I'm not actually. We're not using Google Hangouts to record it because Google Hangouts is broken for some weird reason, and they don't answer us because we're not a big podcast. So, number love, Google. Number love. But yeah. So instead, I'm using XSplit Broadcaster, and I've actually directly integrated my my desktop recording software into YouTube Live, but it's the first time I did it, so I'm not really. I don't know how in the world I stopped it. The problem is I'm supposed to have this whole control panel set up, and XSplit is not. Google Hangouts isn't working correctly, but then XSplit is also not displaying according to how the tutorial works. So I managed to start the feed, which I have no idea how I did that.
Yeah, you want to be careful because you don't want to end up like those webcam girls who leave it on the whole time and they forget.
Oh, I'm flattered that you think I could be a webcam girl. That's
a one-time thing, and I learned my lesson.
See, guys, this is what happens in the post show. This is the stuff you guys usually miss, right? Lizzie and I talking about me being a webcam girl.
Furries.
It could happen, right? Nintendo's in Universal theme parks now. Dash V could become a webcam girl. Like, it's a crazy world we live in.
That's a silly image.
You still got the wig and the outfit, and right?
Yeah, where's your skirt?
we will never speak of that again.
G-Wall's enjoying this conversation, apparently.
All right, let me see here. I think if I just untick